an electrical engineer and systems director at the Aerospace Corporation. I help to build, test, and launch really cool space systems. Do you ever wonder why things work the way they do? Like, how does a cell phone work? Or what makes your car run? Well, when I was younger, my twin sister and I were mini investigators. We would take things apart and put them back together like small appliances, just to figure out how they work or what made them tick. I grew up in Florida and was very lucky because I could see the space shuttle launch from my front yard. Watching the space shuttle launch and also watching movies like Star Wars and Star Trek with my dad really inspired me to learn more about space and find out what's really up there amongst the stars. I think it's fun to learn about what's in the sky. I have a book to share with you called Sky Patterns, and it talks about objects in the sky. One of the stories in the book is called Paint Me the Moon. It describes a lot of different ways the moon looks on different days. Have you ever seen a lunar eclipse and wondered how the moon can have different shapes? The work that I do at Aerospace also includes putting things into the sky. The objects that we put into the sky are called satellites. For example, we have the Global Positioning System, or GPS, that maps things around the Earth. It also helps our military communicate. Sometimes if you look very carefully, you can see satellites in the night sky. They look like small dots, twinkling like stars. They don't make their own light though. They reflect the sun's light, just like the moon. I worked really hard to become an engineer. As I grew up, I noticed that there weren't a lot of people that looked like me in my classes and in the meetings that I attended, but I didn't get discouraged. Thankfully, my parents taught me that if I worked hard, I could be anything. I also had a math teacher that lived right next door, and so my sister and I learned a lot about math and science growing up. Something I'd like to share with you before I go. I want to share with you this space shuttle. This reminds me growing up in Florida, but it also reminds me to shoot for the stars. I'd also like to share with you this brain, because I think engineers are the most creative people. So this reminds me to be creative, and this reminds me to shoot for the stars. My name is Terita, and I work for the Aerospace Corporation.